The game is ready, so we are going into the game, and for you, the casters of Falcon Punch and Echo.
All right, so Firebat versus Ikealyou, the decider game. I'm really excited for this one, Ecop. I want to be able to cast Firebat's decks here.
Yeah, definitely. Firebat brought a very unconventional lineup. A lot of stuff that we haven't seen from any player. Control Warrior, Zoo, and all that fancy stuff.
I'm so disappointed the Warrior's been banned, though.
Yeah, unfortunate. I want to see some Don Hancho. Do you know what Don Hancho actually says when you play him?
No. Do you?
Join the goons or meet my fist.
Oh, nice. All right.
So we all know Don Hancho loves himself some fisting.
Right. Right, we have the Reno lock versus the aggressive Shaman deck, but this time, Reno has actually been picked up.
Yeah, Reno in hand, but look at this opening from Firebat. It's just getting ridiculous. This is only turn 2, and it's only going to get better from here.
Right, it's one of these games where we might actually not even get to turn 6, and there's no... I was about to say there's no board clear in Ikealyou's hand, although there is now the Shadow Flame if a minion sticks to the board. But then again, Firebat probably can't trade, can he?
Well, technically he could, but the question is how convenient is it for him? He does have the opportunity to just, for example, use the Rock Biter here. He doesn't want to overload himself in this situation, I think, if he wants to go for the Jade Lightning.
Yeah.
If he is okay with playing the Pharaoh Spirits next turn, then I guess he can use the Lightning Bolt as well. But the Rock Biter seems pretty convenient here. You can use it on a one health minion on a one attack minion to run into the Imp Gang boss here.
That's true.
And then just clean up the Imp very easily as well.
That does seem pretty strong, and assuming he does deal with this Imp Gang boss.
If you expect the only out to be Shadow Flame, then you can play around. But the thing is, when you play against Reno Lock, of course, there's only one of each card in the deck, and therefore it's twice as unlikely to that the opponent actually has it in his hand.
The thing is, Hellfire and Demon Wrath, there are other considerations that you need to make. And unfortunately for Firebat, he is now going to get kind of punished by this Shadow Flame, although he still has a lot of damage in his hand ready to go.
The damage has been done, as we all say. So yeah, this is
very nice, making the trade first, getting to keep the Imp.
Yeah, wise move here. And yeah, the clear has been accomplished by Ikealyou, but Firebat now so much damage at his disposal. Picks up the Doom Hammer as well.
Putting Ikealyou to 6 health, and he's got 6 burst damage in his hand. So unless there's a heal, which we can see there is, or a taunt this turn, it's just over. But
there is healing.
Yeah, there is. There's the Earthen Ring Fast here. So I think that leaves... If the 2-2 lives, that leaves Firebat 1 off.
Yeah. Close, close, close.
I wonder.
The question is, does Ikealyou actually play the heal? He's taking his time. Yeah, okay, all right.
Oh yeah, he needs to do it.
Yeah.
It's his only option to survive. Like this is the highest chance of survival here.
He's just thinking survive until Reno and win the game.
And Firebat had the opportunity to pick up something that deals 2 damage here. Did not get it, and now Reno is going to come down. And this is definitely going to be disheartening for Firebat, although the saving grace, after all, is still that Doom Hammer that he has. I think Firebat can actually go for the Doom Hammer right now, to be honest.
Okay.
Well, okay, maybe he wants to develop the board instead with Pharaoh Spirits as well, considering that he saw a board clear already. But if you expect Reno to come down, then you might as well establish Doomhammer already, because you know it's not going to get removed. And if Doomhammer gets removed...
That's lethal!
Oh, the spell damage. I went for the spell damage. I totally forgot about that.
What just happened? No, I completely missed it as well.
Yeah, I forgot the spell damage was a factor as well. Yeah, of course.
Took the 1 in 4. Oh my goodness, that was...
Wow.
We were so busy like thinking about what happened. So Reno happens next, and what happens after Reno? Can Firebat then get the damage with Doomhammer Rock Biter weapon?
Yeah, totally forgot spell damage, right? I mean, whenever I play Aggro Shaman, I don't even get the I don't even get the totems. I always have the Finley, you know.
Right.
It's not like I ever get to roll totems with the deck.
And then when you do roll the totems, you never get the one you need for lethal.
Exactly. But Firebat, of course, he did, and
he was world champion.
denying Ikealyou the Reno. Unlucky.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in. It seems to be an important match because it can actually go either way. You were saying it's down to whether you get Reno or not, and unfortunately for Ikealyou, he got the Reno, but it was too late. Firebat getting patches in his mulligan, but that's actually a good thing.
Dream. That is the dream.
Yeah,
actually, getting patches into your opening hand, decreasing the chance that you actually can draw into it. After all, we know that you cannot mulligan. You cannot draw the same cards off the mulligan.
But you can, like, for your turn one draw. And Lothar was saying to me earlier, we had the same conversation, and he said, "Yeah, but whenever I do that, I always get patches again immediately." So
unlucky, I guess.
Yeah, never lucky. But assuming this isn't patches, oh!
Falcone, the caster's curse is real.
I'm sorry, Firebat. Oh dear.
Oh well, I guess that just happened. Stone Tusk Boar is not a bad card, right?
Nah, it sees
fine,
play
it's
all
fine.
of the time.
It's perfectly fine.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the boards, Patches is actually behaving himself, coming out of his cannon as he's supposed to. It's not. Firebat's still in a fine position here. He's got Totem Golem. It does contest very, very well with Ikealyou's board.
Yeah, but Patches in this case was nothing but cannon fodder to that Spirit Claws.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm still getting over the fact that happened. Patches could be okay. At the end of the day, Ikealyou is running a warrior deck that does have a lot of minions with 1 health. It's possible that Patches will come in. Like, it's possible Stone Tusk Boar is okay in this matchup.
Yeah. Especially if you combine it with Flame Tongue Totem, right?
Yeah.
That's always a good way to use Patches that's in your hand.
Still not as good as getting it for free, but it's, you know, you've got to play with the hand you're dealt.
That's right. And looks like that might exactly be what Firebat is going to do here. He doesn't really want to play the Totem Golem if he plans on playing the Flame Wreath Faceless on the following turn. So therefore, either Totem up or play the 2 Pirates here. And the Patches, along with the Spirit Claws, can clear up the Small-Time Buccaneer from Ikealyou.
Yep.
So that's pretty convenient.
Meaning it's going to take the weapon charge and also N'Zoth's first mate to deal with Firebat's Small-Time Buccaneer.
Yeah, but
Frothing Berserker is a
Ikealyou
problem.
is not unhappy about that because of the Frothing Berserker, buffing it insanely large already, right off the bat.
Yeah, like, I mean, Firebat can play the Flame Wreath Faceless, but it probably just dies.
Just gonna die.
And also, of course, gives Firebat a ton of overload to deal with next turn.
Technically, he could just ignore the Flame Wreath Faceless as well, right? Like this is a matchup where you want to race after all. When you are able to force your opponent to do the trades, then you are in a favorable position typically in the mirror matchup. And
the Kor'kron Elite, such a good pickup as well. If that is the decision that Ikealyou's going to go with, putting up a taunt, that seems pretty fine too. Blocking off the Flame Wreath Faceless. Firebat does have Argent Horse Rider in his hand, but... Oh, and that with the weapon will deal with the Dread Corsair. It's just Frothing Berserker is getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
If he feels no, there's no way he can do that. I mean, he could run the Flame Wreath Faceless into the Dread Corsair and then rock Biter himself.
He could if he wants to take 7 damage to the face this turn.
I don't think he wants that. Not at this stage of the game.
And then lose immediately next turn. Would he?
Yeah,
it'd be 1-off.
It's tough, but the sacrifices have to be made, and the Flame Wreath Faceless will be a worthy sacrifice here.
So I guess the correct play is probably Argent Horse Rider, weapon into the Dread Corsair, and then suicide the Flame Wreath Faceless.
Yeah, you have to. Otherwise, if you take too much damage, eventually the Shaman, that's the saving grace about the Shaman. Like, sure, you lose your 7/7 sacrifice that didn't seem necessary, but you have to do it to preserve health, and that's what you're working with, right? You in the aggro mirror, in the face mirror, you're working with your health as a resource.
Yes.
Because health gives you time, and when the Shaman has time in this matchup, then Shaman is favored because eventually the Shaman gets can outvalue the Pirate Warrior just based on minion count alone,
Yes.
with the totems and with the Feral Spirits especially.
That's true. I mean, kind of in the same way that mid-range Shaman could outvalue the Control Warrior. It's the same story. It's the same hero power.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough for Firebat now, though, to keep up with this stuff. Jade Claws doesn't seem to do enough here, as I believe this will be his first Jade Golem on the board. I guess he could play Jade Claws again with Rockbiter Weapon to clear the 3-4, but once Firebat starts playing the trading game, then he's definitely not in a good place.
Yeah, well, this is pretty much over.
Yeah.
I mean, there's lethal over 2 turns here already.
Yep, and Ikealyou doesn't even care about any taunts that Firebat might have.
Yeah, Firebat needs to kill Ikealyou, or he kills, or Ikealyou, yeah, he's gonna kill Firebat.
Right. Firebat could pick up his own Reno Jackson. You know, we've seen some pretty crazy decisions in his decks.
Not today.
Though I think just Spirit Claws, hitting the core chronically, committing suicide seems like the correct play here. Or life tap. Go for life tap.
Yep. I definitely approve of the life tap play.
Can't even do that. Come on, Firebat.
So what's the play here? Rockbiter, the enemy minion, and deal as much damage to you as you can.
Yeah,
I mean, Firebat is trying to survive here as well as he can on board. Obviously, if he trades the minions on board, he's not dead.
Yeah.
It seems like there is a small chance that he can do this if all Ikealyou has is minions that don't charge. But
you
yeah,
know, 3 cards in Ikealyou's hand, one of which has been sitting there for quite a while. I think the chances of that not being, you know, a Leroy or a Mortal Strike or something that deals a ton of burst damage were pretty slim. So, okay, 1-1.
That's yeah, that's it. that's the I mean, yeah, Ikealyou ties up the series. Not necessarily a matchup that is favored for Paladin, for Pirate Warrior. Typically, I think that the Shaman has the edge just based on the Feral Spirits alone already. But yeah, it is possible for the Pirate Warrior to win it. After all you need is a good draw, and you can pretty much beat any deck.
Well, it has been the aggressive decks dominating so far today. Pirate deck is pretty strong against Druid, right? Usually.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
I think
but
this is a Jade Druid, if I remember right.
No.
Oh,
Firebat is playing that Malygos Druid
of course.
with Aviana and Kun.
The combo.
Yeah.
Does he run Alex Strasser in it as well?
I don't think I've seen it.
Okay.
But he runs Arcane Giants as well. Like, it's a pretty classic. It's a pretty classic Malygos Druid, but with the Aviana Kun inclusion.
There are 2 very distinct camps along with the players in this tournament, where like half of the players have been bringing Jade Druid and half have been going with a more, like, I guess, old school type of Druid, pre-Gadget Sound type. You're one of the Jade players, right?
Correct.
Yeah. You think the deck's better?
I think Jade definitely has advantages in some matchups where the Malygos Druid doesn't have him.
Okay.
But then again, Malygos Druid has also some advantages in other matchups that the Jade Druid doesn't have them.
Sure. Not a good day for
so
patches.
It's just a matter of preference, I guess. A matter of what you want to counter with your Druid, and yeah. In the mirror, though, the Jade Druid is typically favored. I think we also saw that when Firebat was playing in his match versus Life Coach.
Yes, yeah, Life Coach.
No, actually, no, it wasn't against Life Coach. It was against
No, it was Life Coach. The game he lost was against Life Coach. The game he won.
No, I mean the one where he was Druid Mirror. Anyway,
right.
Patches coming down, not from his cannon, unfortunately,
not
from
a good
the sky.
day for him, is it? That's 2 games in a row. Patches has been drawn before a pirate gets played.
Yeah, now Raven Idol.
Oh, none of these cards are very defensive. The amount of cards that the Druid can get from the Raven Idol, the amount of heals, the amount of taunt givers.
All right, Falcone. Astral Communion or no balls?
I think On this occasion, no balls makes
Yeah.
a lot more sense. I
Typically-
think Starfire is the choice.
Yeah,
right?
typically, Astrid Communion can be a fine pick if you haven't drawn any of your card draw cards
Yeah.
yet. Like when you are able to rip that Iso Drake or the Nourish off the top, or just a big minion,
Right.
then Astrid Communion is a viable play.
Yeah, yeah.
But with Iso Drake and Nourish in hand, you can never really go for the Astral Communion.
Now, Ikealyou, you're able to develop the Frothing Berserker. Firebat can deal with it with Wrath, Hero Power. Obviously not in that order. Hero Power, then Wrath. But, yeah, it does take up his whole turn.
Well, then again, what else would he have done with this turn anyway?
Fair point. He doesn't actually have anything that he could have developed on the board. So either way, it is leaving Ikealyou to continue to develop an aggressive board.
Yeah, eventually Firebat, with that Mark of the Wild, that will pay dividends when you can slap that onto an Arcane Giant, creating yourself a 10-10 taunt. That's never bad against Pirate Warrior. But then again, it's going to take a while until he gets there, and the Pirate Warrior just keeps pressuring.
Raven Idol does speed things up a little bit. But that is a potential 2 more cheap spells that will get the Arcane Giant out with Mark of the Wild sooner. And actually going for a ramp there makes it even sooner.
Yeah, he can go for it next turn already.
I like Bite a lot. There's, like I said, there's a lot of heal spells that the Druid has.
Yeah, and also a lot of 4 health minions for the Warrior.
Yes. So yeah, I guess Bite probably one of the better ones here. And now, if he wants to, that Arcane Giant Mark of the Wild play can be a reality.
Yeah, but Arcanite Reaper on the board, and it's able to get upgraded thanks to Bloodsail Cultist. That is going to be huge for the Warrior.
The thing is, he can't. Firebat can't do anything about it. There's no ooze. He's gonna. Okay, so he's just gonna deal with the minion and just pretend the weapon isn't there. Sure.
Yeah, he needs to make it as inconvenient for Ikealyou as possible to deal with that taunted up mountain Arcane Giant.
Oh boy.
Even picks up even more burst from hand. Like, it's gonna be so convenient for him with that Corcoran Elite and Argent Horse Rider with the 7 mana he's gonna have available to him next turn.
Yeah, this is is really tough for Firebat. He can play Feral Rage and Arcane Giant and Mark of the Wild, right?
That is true.
Yeah. Okay, so at least he can heal up to 18, put a 10-10 taunt on the board.
Yeah, so technically healing himself up to 28.
Yes. Yeah, okay, when you look at it that way, you heal yourself up to 28 and you also deal with Ikealyou's minions.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way that Firebat dies here. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But this Arcane Giant will be dealt with very easily, and Ikealyou will still have a board left over
Right.
after it's all said and done.
Arcanite Reaper plus Corcoran Elite is going to deal the exact amount of damage that Ikealyou needs to.
Well, he's probably going to use the Argent Horse Rider and the Saucy Deckhand
Okay.
to do it.
Sure.
Preserve the bigger health minion.
Yep, sure. Makes a lot of
Utilize
sense.
the Divine Shield properly.
Either way, 7 damage now going into the face.
Yeah.
Putting Firebat back at 11.
Seemed like a lot of gained health from Firebat here, but ultimately the Pirate's still pressuring very hard. But Firebat inching closer and closer to stabilizing.
What can he pick up from this Drake? I guess Swipe is the obvious one, but it doesn't deal with the whole board. He gets
He
it!
gets the swipe! So, yeah,
So he
only a
just-
Bloodsail Cultist is going to be left over here.
Which is only 6 damage, as we can see, looking at Ikealyou's hand. 6 damage, Firebat has 11 health. He's so close to stabilizing!
Leroy would seal the deal here.
Leroy would, Mortal Strike would, Heroic Strike would. Second Fiery War Axe, not...
Oh, I mean, he needs 5 damage.
Oh, he needs 5 damage, sorry.
So Leroy was the only thing here, really.
Yeah, yeah. Second Fiery War Axe, they're no good whatsoever. It's great over the next 3 turns, but Ikealyou wants to win a little bit faster than that.
Yeah, it seems like Firebat is going to go for the bite here. just to gain some health.
Yeah, it
Of
seems
course, he's going to be
necessary.
digging for... Oh, actually, he's digging with the Thunder? Oh, okay.
No, just setting it up. For
Oh yeah,
next
yeah.
turn.
He's actually gaining one more armor this way if he goes for the Thundra instead of the Ezra Drake.
Yeah, he needs to be hitting that hero power button every single turn as well. And this way, next turn, potentially, we could see a 3-mana Nourish.
Yeah, exactly. This way he doesn't have to play Thundral on the following turn. He doesn't have to utilize the mana. He's going to have more mana left over for the following turn.
1 damage off lethal
There's the
because of
Leroy.
that extra armor.
1 turn too late.
Yeah. So if Firebat did go with the Drake, he would be dead right now. What a great forward-thinking play from Firebat, though it's still so close.
Oh, there's Kun. That's...
Oh, he gets the armor!
both?
Oh my god.
This is crazy good.
What a comeback.
And Ikealyou cannot believe it.
The rare occasion where Kuhn's second effect, the armor, coming in very handy. And now look at Firebat's hand. He's got Malagos, he's got Gadgets and Auctioneer, Innovate, Moonfire.
Yeah, that is going to probably be it. There's absolutely no way that Ikealyou can come back from this.
Wild Growth as well. What a draw. You get the so many extra draws here. Aviana not even necessary to win this game.
Yeah, Firebat now, the only thing that's on his mind, I guess, now is double Mortal Strike, which is a possibility. He's at 12 right now, so therefore he needs to not put Ikealyou down to below 13.
Alright.
Very smart.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not even a situation where he's afraid of something like Fiery War Axe reducing the warrior's health and then double Mortal Strike. There we go! Firebat takes game number 3, leaving just the Druid.
Good stuff. Rarely you see that Kun choosing both.
Right.
But when it happens, it feels
Well,
so good.
That's because Fandral always gets killed immediately. Apart from when it doesn't. And when it doesn't, that's what happens.
Damn right.
So yeah, never. That's what I've learned from this. Never, ever leave a Fandral around when they've got 10 mana. Just in case.
Well then, Firebat did pick up that victory he wanted to get. And now it's going to be the Druid Mirror. Ikealyou does play the Jade Druid, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So,
Which
yeah.
you said just a moment ago is
Should be favored. Should
Okay.
be favored.
I think, if I'm remembering rightly, we did see one game right back at the beginning of Group A.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That was the Druid Mirror where they played.
All right, and the Drake Druid won that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
okay.
so.
I must be thinking of a different game. I thought the other Druid won that, but I could easily be wrong.
It's just the fact that the Jade Golem. The Jade Golems are eventually too much for the Druid to handle. Like, Druid struggles with big minions already from the get-go, but yeah, when it comes to big minion after big minion after big minion after big minion, eventually you just run out of answers.
You know what else Druids struggle with? A turn 1 Fandral.
That is true. However, there's like no good follow-up really for that, and so
Yeah.
therefore it's kind of unnecessary.
Yeah, a bit of
Go
a
for
shame, really. If there was a Raven Idol or something in Ikealyou's hand, that maybe.
Typically, you don't play that when playing Jade Druid.
No.
There's only room for one idol.
What about when Raven Idol gives you Jade Idol? It gave Firebat the option. You just can't take it.
It's not allowed.
Right. I guess you just coin out the Jade Blossom. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You can follow this up with a coined Jade Behemoth, innovated Jade Behemoth.
Yeah, that seems pretty strong.
Alternatively, he now has also the crystals necessary to go for like a good Fundwell play going forward.
I guess a problem with Firebat's deck in this matchup is that he's going to draw a lot of these combo pieces a little bit too early, and therefore have a lot of dead cards in his hand until turn 10.
This would be such a juicy swipe if Ikealyou had it.
Ikealyou, on the other hand, doesn't really have that many combo pieces he needs to save. I guess there's just the Auctioneer, and that's about it. Oh! What is wrong with us today, Ikealyou? This has happened so many times. JJ was doing it earlier as well. He was calling out cards and they were being drawn immediately.
Yeah.
You're right.
We just know. That's why we are pros, you know?
That's why we're the
That's why
casters. We just sometimes let it slip a little bit early.
But now empty board Fandral.
Oh, versus Fandral, Innovate, Wrath, Living Roots.
That is absolutely bonkers here. Ikealyou putting himself so far ahead with this play. Now, not only does Fandral need to be dealt with, it's like Firebat does have the tools to deal with Fandral here with the swipe. Or actually, no, he doesn't have the mana. Oh, he cannot hero power. So it's going to come down to Azadrake here. Fortunately for Firebat, though, Ikealyou does not have the choose one cards played.
Right,
that
yeah.
can be played
Nourish
right now.
would be disgusting right now. Ancient of War could be pretty bad if Fandral were to survive, but Firebat is absolutely dealing with Fandral this turn. Picking up another combo piece, which is just dead for another 4 turns.
Yeah, I doubt that the Fandral will survive the light of day here. We'll see the light of day here for a following turn. It's going to be a swipe for sure. The question for Firebat is just, what do I swipe? Could soften up the Jade Behemoth for like 2 hero powers.
Yeah, it's so
Over
awkward
the
though,
turns.
isn't it?
It is awkward, but it might be what needs to be done. Okay, it seems like he decides to ignore the health on the Jade
How much
Behemoth.
damage are you taking from the Jade
You
Behemoth?
take a lot, but it's something you're not worried about. You are okay with taking the damage. Typically, it takes time until the Jade Golem army gets rolling, and when it gets rolling, then it doesn't matter how much health you really have.
Right. Innovate actually does allow for a potential Aviana Coon combo a little bit earlier if Firebat is willing to just not win the game with it. Ancient of War makes for a very nice naturalized target, although you never want to give a Druid more cards.
Especially if it's a Jade Druid, right?
That just doesn't fatigue. Okay. More 1 mana Jade Golems. They're not too much of a threat yet, but that Aya there is going to make them a pretty huge threat very, very quickly. Firebat's hand is just so small that there's not even any point in playing Aviana into... He's going to do it just to empty his hand and deal with as much as possible, but it's not as powerful a turn as Firebat wants to get using these cards. He even considered the armor there, it looks like.
Yeah, after all, he does not really have that many tools to work with here.
Yeah.
But then again, he feels like he's still at a reasonable amount of health, that he doesn't really need the armor.
Wrathing to cycle seems very, very strong here. Oh, that's not what he wants. So, where's Mock of the Wild going? That's the question. I guess on Cocoon. Yeah, just to protect Aviana.
Always on the highest health minion.
Unfortunately, for Firebat, Ikealyou can kill the Aviana if he wants to. Pretty easily with that swipe,
He can pretty
actually.
much kill... He could actually just kill everything thanks to that spell damage remaining on the board.
Yeah. Yeah, actually he can. You're right. He's got the exact trait that he needs for it. Spell damage, swipe, living roots, and then just the traits. That also leaves him with 4 mana left to play with. I don't know if... well, there's not really anything he can do with it. He can play Feral Rage, but that doesn't achieve much this turn.
Yeah, I mean, you clear the board, and Firebat is left with 1 card in hand, so you feel in a pretty comfortable position going forward, I would assume.
Yeah, especially as the 1 card
so
is
you might as well like skip out on your 4 mana.
Yeah, you can probably float 4 mana here. Firebat's potentially going to be floating 10.
This is just too good to pass up, so... I mean, technically, you could leave up the Arcane Giant, but...
I mean, there's just no need to. It's
exactly.
You've still got 28 health. The combo Druid has 1 card in hand. Yeah, okay, so technically Firebat's floating 9 mana this turn because he's got the Innovate.
Yep.
If maths works that way.
As blank of a draw as it gets.
Yeah.
And now Aya establishing board dominance along with the Jade Spirit. Yeah, this game just
4-4, 5-5, 6-6 when Aya dies.
This game just ended. And another blank.
Wait, okay. I'm surprised to see that he's running Mark of the Wild.
Yeah, two especially, right? Like he's running 2 of them.
Yeah, the first one didn't come from a Raven Idol, did it? Or did it?
No, I don't think it did.
Wow.
Or maybe it did. I actually don't know. Maybe it did.
I assumed it did until he drew the second one. And
I know. We know that Firebat plays Mark of the Wild in his main deck, of course. But yeah, does he run 2? That is the question. It makes sense with the Kun, I guess, and with just Arcane Giants as well. He wants to beat up on aggro decks with his lineup, as we can see.
Firebat should have a pretty good matchup here, though, because he's got the Zoo. And he said to me in the winners interview earlier, Zoo beats Druid every time.
Every time?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know. He's saying it's a
60% of the time
matchup.
It works every time.
That's probably the more realistic assessment of the matchup. I guess even more so against the Jade Druid because it's got a little bit less removal, less spell damage, less that kind of thing.
Well, I think it's all going to come down to the ramp, honestly. Like if the Druid does unfair things with Innervates, with Wild Growth, with Jade Blossoms. Oh, we can see Wild Growth, Jade Blossom.
Just a reminder, this is the final game of the day. Winner of this game goes through to the quarterfinals tomorrow. Loser is out. It's the decided game.
Perfect solution here against Flame Imp with the Living Roots. Very convenient, very smooth.
It's kind of awkward because you like the idea of playing Coin Wild Growth into Jade Blossom, but you can't leave the Flame Imp alive. Wow, if this Knife Juggler lives, there are going to be a lot of knives flung in Ikealyou's face next turn. Well,
what's also so good about what's so good about ramping in against Zoo? Sure, you take a lot of punishment on the backswing because you don't develop anything, you don't handle anything, but it allows you to make unfair plays earlier. For example, at Azure Drake's wipe.
Yep.
Oh, another Innovate. That is going to enable the Azure Drake swipe next turn.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. 6 mana next turn. Innovate coin is 9 mana. That's the magic number.
Yeah, that is going to be just...
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely insane. Nothing that... Yeah, Firebat has nothing that survives the swipe in this scenario.
Zoo definitely can come back from a board clear like that, though. I mean, if any archetype
But you have no board, and... Yeah, you have no board, and the enemy has a 4/4 on the board. Yeah. So when you're in a situation like that, then it's bad news. Yeah,
but what happens if Firebat picks up a Silverware Golem or something next turn? Soulfires the Drake, discards the Silverware Golem. Suddenly he's ahead again. It's obviously not likely to happen, but it's something that Zudex can do just to completely come back from what looks like an unwinnable position.
Yeah, that's true, but then again, Ikealyou, because of the Wild Growth, because of the Jade Blossom, he was able to generate so many mana crystals, so he can make absolutely insane plays happen going forward, even after the Azure Drake gets killed by the Soulfire. As we can see there, Fandral with the Feral Rage is really good as well.
All right. I mean, this isn't like horrible for Firebat, but by any means, he can play most of his hand here and get rid of the Azure Drake in the process. So you've dealt with one board, now deal with this one.
Yeah. Now, okay. So now Firebat actually has the option to either go for the Soulfire first to give himself the maximum chance of not discarding the Darkshire Councilman, the Darkshire Librarian, or he goes for the 50-50 like he goes right here.
He won it.
Yeah, he won it 50-50.
Certainly a win. Zudex now, he gets to draw an extra card as a result.
It was so important to not discard the Librarian here. Yeah. Abusive Sergeant would have just been worthless on the board.
Ikealyou now, if he wants to, though. He's got Fandral Feral Rage. Gaining the armor, dealing with a Flame Imp. He's still behind on the... Well, no, he's not behind on the board. But he can still get the Fandral traded into. Seems like a strong play, though.
Well, you don't mind the Fandral killing off minions here in this situation. You have the...
That's true.
You want to deal with the minions. That's your
top
priority. you have to nourish as a follow-up to just get more resources, get the Jade Golem army rolling eventually.
All right, Bloodsail Corsair
Patches.
as a Patches activator in Firebat's deck. Honestly, didn't think I'd see Pirates being a part of Zoo deck before this weekend, but there you go.
If you think about it, though, it makes perfect sense.
It does. It does. I agree with
would
you.
Would you rather have Possessed Villager, or would you have a 1 mana 2/3 kind of?
Yeah.
That deals 1 damage immediately when it comes into play.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, assuming you don't pick up Patches first, that's great. And there's the second Bloodsail Corsair there. Unfortunately, not so strong against the Druid with no weapon. But at least now Firebat is able to deal with the Fandral and still have a board and still deal damage to the face.
I'll find it.
Oh, wait. Is he not going to deal with the Fandral?
Seems like he doesn't have the luxury to do so. He needs... Like, how does he win the game going forward? That is the question.
I feel like he has to, though. Oh, no.
He's taking the risk. He knows he's in an unfavorable position if he goes for the trade here.
Again, I do have the perfect caster's knowledge where I know that this is going to end badly for Firebat because of that Nourish. 2 Jade Spirits, okay.
Yeah, he could actually go for the 2 Jade Spirits.
I think Nourish is still slightly better. He wants to remove the board, or at least remove something from the board if possible. Swipe, pretty good pickup. Gonna play 1 Jade Spirit, okay.
This is actually interesting. I personally wouldn't go for the Librarian here. You know that Firebat was in a position where he didn't even want to go for the card draw anyway for the Librarian.
Right. Yeah.
So now he made it easy for him now to get additional options, because the Librarian was going face no matter what.
Double Defender Vargas not looking too bad when you've got a board like this, but the question is how long is this board going to last? It's possible that next turn Firebat won't actually have anything left to buff up with Defender of Vargas.
Yeah, it does seem like Firebat has to go for some value trades here right now. He has the opportunity to do so, so he might as well go for it. But then again, value trades are not really that good against a swipe.
Yeah, and then it's the fact that the swipe gets followed up by Jade Behemoth as well. Hiding Malfurion behind the taunt.
Yeah, this is very dire for Firebat here. Kind of rough to see him potentially not even get out of his group, considering that he has such fun decks.
Yeah, his decks have been a lot of fun to watch, that's for certain. The game's not over yet.
All right, he chooses to ignore the board once again. Yeah, he sticks to his line of play that he performed last turn already. So yeah, just sticking true to his game plan, hoping to eventually pick up that Doomguard to put the final nail in the coffin of Ikealyou. But look at all those resources. There's got to be something good here. Drake
Swipe is well. This is an easy full board clear. I'm not sure which method Ikealyou is gonna take, but yeah, Drake Swipe seems like a pretty good starting point. Only 2 trades required. If he
and the Firebat's like, yep, I guess that just happened. This is how I go out of this tournament.
There have been a lot of Drake swipes from Ikealyou. But to this game, actually. In this game, we've had Drake swipe twice, I think. Because we had the really early one.
What happened, Falcon? I thought Zoo wins every time.
Oh, well, I guess we'll have to ask Firebat about that one.
Yeah,
later.
Maybe not every time.